Well, I've finally done it. What you see is a maxed leveled Anton Gurin on the screen. Note that his sidestep skill, when fully maxed, increases the range of the destroyer's main guns by 10%. We've got the Decepticon Rumble on as one inspiration. That guy in my roster is rank 16, legendary 1, I believe, and he also increases the destroyer's maximum gun range. Hello, I am Xarkun, and this is World of Warships Legends. Today, I present to you the legendary tier Soviet destroyer Khabarovsk in its final form, with Anton Gurin at the helm, Rumble as an inspiration, and the epic booster of Battle Propensity Flag flying on this ship. I've got the range of these main guns reaching out to 15.3 kilometers. Yes, that's right, 15.3. There are cruisers in this game that wish they could get the range on their guns out to 15.3 kilometers. I'm thinking of something like the Atlanta, although I'm sure the Atlanta doesn't actually wish that, because at 15 kilometers it would be impossible to hit anything with those guns, but with these guns, it is very possible. So we're going to see the Khabarovsk shooting its guns out to ridiculous ranges, harassing these ships, and in contrast to the last community replay that I featured, which did have this ship in it, we're going to see how we can win in the Khabarovsk. And note that this enemy aircraft carrier, I think, is going to harass me off and on throughout the entirety of this game. But from what I recall, he's not going to be able to hit me even once. Here he comes again with his torpedo bombers. This time he releases them in a very suboptimal drop, and the torpedoes come nowhere near us. In any case, I think we're going to be able to shoot the rest of those planes down. There's only maybe one or two. Yeah, there it goes, just one. And now we can get into the capture circle. One reason I like to run Gurin on the Khabarovsk instead of Trubetskoy, which I think is the most popular choice for most people, and it certainly is a good build, is that with Gurin, you can, or at least I like to, build for a little bit more stealth. You'll note that my concealment range is 6.9 kilometers on this build, and on my Gurin build, I think it's around 8.1. Now, the concealment doesn't matter so much on the Khabarovsk, I suppose. It's a ship that you should be used to being spotted in at pretty much all times, but let's just say it doesn't hurt, and it certainly makes it easier to take the capture circles, which is what we've paused to do here. It's not glamorous work, but it's the work that's going to win us the game. I saw some planes flying out in the distance, but I don't know if they're coming back to see me. If they do, they're going to be too late, because we have the cap now, and we can move out and resume our campaign of harassment on these battleships. I think maybe the enemy CV has decided that it's a waste of time to try to drop me with his torpedo bombs, so he's going to pursue somebody else, perhaps my teammates over there in the Bravo cap, who are trying to flip it, but given that there is a battleship in there, I can't really tell if there's also a destroyer. I don't think they're going to be flipping it too quickly. And now we can move out here. One of these battleships is already in our gun range. In fact, two of them are, the Richelieu and whatever that is over there, the Vladivostok. Oh, and the Yamato as well. So we have our choice of targets here. I've got the Rather Be Torching skill active, as you can see. That legendary skill does cut down on the high explosive alpha for this ship, but it increases the fire chance. And I think I've got the fire chance increased to roughly 10%, which is definitely a nice thing. I think it is a better alternative than that Zippo-type lighter skill, whatever that's called. I can never remember the name on Trubetskoy, which does increase the fire chance more, but also nerfs the HE alpha more. I think it's somewhere in the vicinity of 30% or something. And frankly, it is nice to be lighting fires left and right, but I don't think you want to decrease the alpha strike on the high explosive that much on this particular ship, since the Russian destroyer shells are quite strong. You see here, we're doing what the Khabarovsk does best, which is annoying the crap out of an enemy battleship, lighting fire after fire, getting a lot of shatters. I think our shells are aimed perhaps a little bit too low. They're hitting the superstructure. The Yamato fires back at us, but he's pretty far away, and all we do is kick on the throttle, and we're able to juke his shot easily. Very frustrating experience to be in a battleship on the receiving end of this kind of harassment. Frankly, most of the time I'd say the best thing to do is just ignore this if you can. Shooting at the Khabarovsk is unlikely to yield you great results if the player behind the helm of the Khabarovsk has any idea what they're doing. It's very easy to dodge incoming battleship fire. But the Yamato out there, we've decided we're going to stop harassing him. He's really not in any kind of position to affect the game, and he's lost a lot of health. We're going to move out here now instead, try to find where the concentration of the enemy ships is the highest, and resume our tactics over there. So we see the Richelieu. As you can see, he's already in our sights. By the way, with this build, this is, to my knowledge, the longest range on any destroyer guns in the game. It's meme-worthy range, I think. And it's something that makes the Khabarovsk unique. It's part of the reason I really, really like the ship, and I think having all this range makes it one of the most effective gunboats in the game. It's certainly the most effective open water gunboat in the game, bar none. Again, more shatters on the Richelieu as we rain down a nice golden shower of high explosive. Hopefully we'll light a fire here. Our teammates, it appears, are moving into the Alpha Cap now, though, and a lot of them are dying, actually. The enemy is ahead on us by 2 kills, and also ahead on points, but this should be illustrative of the necessity to take the objectives, the capture circles, in a domination mode game. Even though the enemy is wiping us out, it's now 4 kills on the enemy side to 1 kill on our side. We're still going to have a great chance to come out on top and win this game, thanks to our holding the capture circles. The kills are fine, but eventually there may come a point where the enemy ships start to sink, and we're out here trying to make that happen. Now we're quite close to this enemy Yamato. We get the Witherer medal, actually, with that shot on him there. Apparently we've been doing quite a bit of fire damage. We're up to 73,000 damage right now with yet another fire. If only I were able to get 20 fires in this game. I still have yet to complete that heroic effort mission, which is quite annoying. Honestly, I gave up trying to complete it because I'd get like 18, 19 fires in the Khabarovsk, the Cleveland. I even took out the Ochakov, which was painful for me to try and do it, but I just couldn't get right up to 20. The game ended, or there were not enough ships left to shoot at by the time I reached 18, 19 fires. This Yamato, though, he's in trouble, and he's going to turn to give me broadside. Now, it may be inadvisable to rank Gurin up to max. His base trait is perhaps not something that you would want to be using on too many destroyer lines. What does it do, though? It increases the destroyer's AP penetration by 7%, gives you a 7% multiplier on the penetration, and that might be useful on perhaps the German destroyers or the French destroyers, which do seem to have great armor piercing. So since I have him fully maxed, I do intend to test him out as an inspiration on those lines and see what I can come up with. But the reason I maxed him out fully was specifically to take advantage of that sidestep skill. I wanted to get that thing maxed out, and I wanted to get the absolute most out of the gun range on this ship and on the Tashkent as well. With the same build on the Tashkent, by the way, That is Gurin with the maxed out sidestep skill, Rumble as an inspiration, and the epic booster of battle propensity flag. I've got the guns on that tier 7 Soviet destroyer reaching out to 14.3 kilometers, exactly 1 kilometer less than the guns on this ship. And here is the enemy Z-23, a very valuable target, one that we were searching for. Turns out he found us first, but really, I don't know if he thinks he's ambushed us and he's got us where he wants us now, but in fact, it's the other way around. We have him where we want him. Basically, there is nothing that can go toe-to-toe with the Khabarovsk in a gunfight 1 versus 1. I will die on that hill. Not a single destroyer can compete with this thing unless he's got support from his teammates. Now, this one does have support from the aircraft carrier, but you see how well that's working out. Unless he's got support from his teammates, or unless torpedoes come into the mix. That is not going to happen for this Z-23. No torpedoes are going to come into the mix, and he's got nobody except those torpedo bombers to come to his aid. As you can see, he is inflicting damage on us, but we are doing a lot more back to him in return. We have to move out of the way of the planes once more, and that takes us behind the island, which is going to prevent us from shooting the Z-23. But if we turn around, we should be able to go and pursue him and remove him from the game. If we do that, at that point it just becomes pretty much a guaranteed win. You can see we're now even on the kills. It's 4 versus 4, but take a look at the points lead we have. At this point, insurmountable. The enemy team is not going to win this game unless they sink all of us. And they're really not going to be able to do that, or at least they're not going to be able to sink me so long as I play smart. Now, the Z-23 has gone to his only recourse at this point. He's smoked up, so I can't see him, and to his benefit, the enemy aircraft carrier is spotting me, which is allowing him to shoot me while I can't shoot back at him. Now, I don't really want to rush his smoke screen. The Khabarovsk is rather clumsy, and if any torpedoes come my way, they could end the game pretty quickly. But I really don't have to. There's really no onus on me to take out this Z-23 at this point. The game is just too much in the bag. But the Z-23 obliges me by exiting his smoke screen. The friendly carrier is actually over here spotting him, which is fantastic. I feel like you don't see the carriers doing that a lot. They like to take their bombers and go after the battleships, but the carrier on my team and the carrier on the enemy team are both harassing the destroyers. This is a rare enough sight. Now, of course, my teammate over there, I don't know how successful he's going to be against the Z-23. I think that guy does go down, and I don't know whether we kill him. But once more, this carrier is having an impossibly difficult time dropping me. Although, that torpedo there, to be fair, it does scratch the paint on the rear end of the ship a little bit, and kind of, you know, kind of scary. But then again, these torpedoes, they don't do a lot of damage. Here he comes once more. The Khabarovsk does have pretty decent AA. I mean, we've shot down one plane out of this squadron. And can we shoot down another? I don't know. We've taken a lot of high explosive hits, though, and I assume that's broken some of our AA. So I don't think this carrier is going to get another drop, though. The points have almost come to 1,000, and we're going to win the game. So that's a look at the Khabarovsk with the Anton Gurin build. Kind of a, you know, chill battle where we did everything that we really needed to do. We come out on top. We get number 1 on the leaderboard. And, you know, if you want to be contrarian to all those people out there running Trubetskoy on the Khabarovsk or the Tashkent, why not try Anton Gurin? Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up. And we are quickly approaching 4,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this and you aren't subscribed, and I know somewhere around 50% of my viewers are not subscribed, then consider hitting that subscribe button and helping us get there. Again, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Goodbye.